Yeah. I had to elevate my mental. I got up off my ass and pressed the gas on my potential. I tamed my temptations, now I'm taking care of my temple. I pull up to the function, skip the line, I'll show credentials. They know I'm presidential. Everything monumental when you recognize your moment. See, I built it on my own, so ain't no question if I own it. They used to laugh, call me alone, and now they asking for a loan. See, my ex said I wouldn't succeed. I plant my feet and now I grown. See, I used to be a stoner, now I'm high off life. I'm up high in plain sight, just hopped off a flight. Me and Hunt, old kid, now they gotta raise the price, cause I invested in myself and made it back overnight. Dog, we all fall short, don't give a fuck about your height. In America, do you wrong, so you better know your rights. See, they do it for attention, I just follow intuition. I'm on a mission, why they missing? I ain't difficult, I'm different. Nah, I can't settle. See, I bet it on myself, now everything getting better. Nah, I can't settle. They want me to come down, told them meet me on my level. Nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. I'm just special. If life's a marathon, I deserve a medal. Yeah, nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. I'm just special. If life's a marathon, I want my gold medal. See, I used to try to force it, now I flow with it. They threw dirt up on my name, but now I grow with it. I used to wait up on my blessing, now I go get it. I'm done waiting, done debating. If God tests me, let him grade me. This that top shelf flow, yeah, I'm way out your reach. Used to choose between shoes, now I tell them give me each. But I don't brag about no fashion, cause I ain't one for the flash. Used to sag, now I'm a grown man. I keep my belt fast and had so much on my plate. But then I started fasting, then I started meditating, then I started levitating. This that self-knowledge, black man educated, could've been in that cell. Now every day a celebration. Now these days I practice celibacy and focus on development. And I ain't really emotional, I'm just emotionally intelligent. Shawty call me selfish cause I'm focused on my betterment. These days I'm on a higher level. No, I can't settle. Nah, I can't settle. See, I bet it on myself, now everything getting better. Nah, I can't settle. They want me to come down, told them meet me on my level. Nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. I'm just special. If life's a marathon, I deserve a medal. Yeah, nah, I can't settle. See, I was low, now I'm on higher level. And they keep asking how I did it, dog, I'm special. I'm just special. If life's a marathon, I want my gold medal. Yeah.
Took the stones and built an empire. They asked me how you come up out the smoke, not smelling like fire. They say that life can be a bitch, so I made her my wife. I fell in love with this adversity and learned how to fight. Look, you don't know what wholeness feels like until you've been empty. You learn you've always been enough by the time you have plenty. Sometimes you gotta lose it all just to find yourself, to realize you had it all when you was by yourself. Cause I was down bad, got up in my bag, now I'm up again. Had to recognize who the fuck I is, had to run it back, ain't no fumbling. I hear you niggas mumbling, but you don't speak my lingo. So focus on my numbers, that they lining up like bingo. I done been through some shit that I probably never speak about. I done seen some lows that the pastor only preach about. I done did some things that some niggas only think about. Wrote this on my heart so nobody else can. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta take my throne. Remember who I was, baby, welcome home. I've been in my zone, asking how I feel, great. Hungry for everything that's on my plate. When you stay ready, you ain't gotta wait. If you all you got, then you know what it takes. Why y'all niggas love to play? I get too much fucking grace. Had to choose what I won't take. If you drop me, I won't break. Baby, I'm built from the magic, I'm godly. Fuck around, finding out, I get it poppin', I get it choppin', yeah. Cause I done been through some shit that I probably never speak about. I done seen them lows that the pastor only preach about. I done did some things that some niggas only think about. Wrote this on my heart so nobody else could eat it. Stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Yeah, if you stay ready.
Music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed? If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind. Target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind. Or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
This is medicine music, prescription of frequency with a doses influenced by the state of the culture lacking some nourishment. Hella deficient of love, they needed encouragement, but taught to get numb off the drugs. Started to notice the loose screws, 10 of my toolbox, cause how can you mend an issue when you got a bruised heart and mentally been scarred, physically been barred, ready for rebirth, but spiritually it's been hard. Let me take you through some steps that I done learned, loved one, cause it don't happen overnight, this healing's earned, loved one. It come with practice, releasing your distractions, setting healthy boundaries and managing attachments. We made in God's image, but we started walking backwards when we gave away our power by submitting to a master. Then they pimped our infrastructure, changed the pricing in the package. Told you if you want it back, it's in blood cause they attacking. If you want to free your mind and free your spirit from the toxic, gotta vow to kill the poison of the snakes that's in your garden. Only giving your attention to the things that bring you honor. Keep your vibe sucker free and your circle free from drama. Shit, life crazy when you really think about it, and shit could get wicked if you really ain't moving solid. I'm praying you don't risk your whole life just for $1, and you conquer your demons before you end up getting conquered. So I gift you this medicine music. Yeah, I gift you this medicine music. Felt like I needed an umbrella for the rain, cause life was handing lemons, so I made some lemonade. You can sit with this medicine music. Belly of the beast to swallow you up for profit. Call it capital gains and they ain't even lifting proper. I aim to break the cycle my grandma passed to my mama, cause the DNA carry generational wealth and trauma. Encoded with a message, unfolding to your blessings. If you walk in your purpose, you can heal your family lineage. Work smart so I can leverage all of this time invested. Sing about me when I go, I lived everything I was destined. Victory over obstacles, 2020 my opticals. Cutting out all distractions, applying knowledge, I got the tools. Lesson learned that I got it, you junior die. Spark the fuse, step die. Spark the fuse, no way, I'ma lose this weight I carry heavy, but my ancestors heavier. Thought I was moving steady, but now I'm moving steadier. Gave my burdens to God, and now I'm feeling merrier. Got my eye on a lover, imagining I can marry her. And now it's come a time where you gotta pick a side, or whether or not you gon' contribute to Earth's demise, or if you gon' be one of them ones that embody light. Cause the future gon' be fucked up if the kids can't live their life. So I offer you medicine music. Yeah, I get you this medicine music. Yeah, ayy. Felt like I needed an umbrella for the rain, cause life was handing lemons, so I made some lemonade. You can sit with this medicine music. I gift you this medicine music. Yeah.
The brain processes information electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically, and it operates within a certain band of frequency. Frequency.
Change the way I eat, change the way I felt so I could change the way I speak. I stopped listening to music that was changing how I think. Then I put the liquor down, it's time to change the way I drink. Please don't take it personal, I'm taking care of me. Stressing about my future, it was messing up my sleep. Accepted all my losses, gave myself the space to grieve. Finally changed the things I wanted, now I know just what I need. You ain't living if you don't grow. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. There ain't a distance that I won't go. You say I'm different, but I hope so. I love who I'm becoming. Worked way too hard to get here, you could never tell me nothing. I'm becoming everything I wanna be and everything I love who I'm becoming. You can't tell me nothing about this person I'm becoming. I love who I'm becoming. My head was on the wall and now I'm coming up to breathe. Changed up on my old friends, they was changing up on me. You gon' lose some day ones where you trying to succeed. The price of evolution, consider that defeat. Life is full of lessons, don't take losses as defeat. So let go of the past, the goal is to be free. The goal is to be everything you're meant to be. Everything you're meant to be. If you ain't living, if you don't grow, don't be afraid of what you don't know. There ain't a distance that I won't go. You say I'm different, but I hope so. I love who I'm becoming.
I can listen to that whole song. Peace and blessings, Starseeds. Peace and blessings. Welcome to Pronoia Starseed Podcast. And guess what else? Welcome to Introducing Podcast. That's right. Oh, yeah, I know. It's like a remix over here. You're like, what are you doing? Opening up over here. Well, tonight, 1 + 1 = 1. That's right. We become one. The pod class meets Pronoia. And yo, it's going to be dope tonight. So I know y'all not used to it, but we be late. Okay. We be late over here on Pronoia. I know she be on time. It's not that kind of party. And I know you may not be used to the music. Get used to it, y'all. We love the music over here. Okay. I know she plays a little bit over there because she be trying to be, you know, real nice and mellow. We play a lot of music over here. We play a lot. I'm surprised we're still here. You understand how much music we play over here? I'm surprised they even call this a podcast instead of a musical. Okay. But thank you for tapping in tonight. Hey, mommy. Thank you for tapping into Pronoia Starseed Podcast. And tonight, SmartVideoGirl is definitely in the building. Yes. I know you came to see her. She is here to teach. So I hope you have done your homework. I will be sitting in the back of the class today because my cat ate my homework. Yes. It was about a month ago, teach. I think I turned it in. You might want to check with the principal in the little drop box in the front. It's in there. Yeah, you can catch it tomorrow morning. But I hope you guys did your homework because she do not be playing about doing the work because you are the work. So without further ado, I am not going to hold you. I welcome my bestie and the creator, CEO, #1 of Introducing Pod Class and our self-mastery guru over here on Pronoia Starseed Podcast, Smart Video Girl.
Woohoo! Hey, thank you, bestie. Whoa. Hooty-hoo. I'm in the building. We in the building. Welcome to the Pod Class Starseeds. That's what I said. Yay. Hey, mommy said, hey, Rocky. Hey. Welcome to the Pod Class Starseeds. Okay, introducing on Pronoia. Because I brought myself back, and then I said, wait a minute, I got the show the same day, so we said we were making work. And this is the best way to do it because I wasn't going to do 2 shows, and the lesson I have is really, really good, so I want to give it to y'all. Okay, so just real quick, self-mastery is what I've been working on in the pod class. So as the self-mastery guru, bringing it over here to Pronoia, this is a very good night. Okay, so the last time I was on Pronoia, I talked about living by chance, right? Chase and choosing. And tonight, so we just started the new season of Introducing the Pod Class, the second half of the season, and we are deepening our self-mastery, right? And last week we talked about growth. And so this is our growth season. So this particular episode is titled Survival to Success. Okay. And so we're going to tie all of this together, how choice, how self-growth, all of it goes together, and how we move from just surviving to succeeding in life and what that looks like. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. And so as you see, we are ready. I am ready to do the work.
All right.
The work is you. You like me? You like my shirt?
Yes.
Yes, the work is you. So I'm serious about it. So let's get into it. I'm ready.
All right. Well, I'm going to go take my seat.
Okay.
She has to work everything, so I ain't got to do nothing. I'll just be back. She'll pull me up when it's time to come back. I'm just going to go back and sit in the back. Peace.
I appreciate you. Yes, let's get into it. I'm so excited. Oh, look, there you go. Wait a minute. There I am. Boom. So today's topic is from survival to success. And what does that look like? All right. So we started the season of introducing, talking about this particular is our growth season. Growth happens now. Growth doesn't always look good. Growth isn't always pretty, right? But neither is survival, and neither is transitioning to success. So we're going to look at what that really looks like today. All right. So again, don't forget, get the book, do the work, keep the faith. It is the basis of a lot of this stuff, because if you don't do the work, if you don't do your work, then you can't really get into the information that I'm talking about. It just becomes knowledge, and you can't really apply it. So we want get the book so that you can get familiar with yourself and apply this knowledge, because growth is key. All right. So tonight's intention is to recognize the difference between who I am and who I had to be when I was surviving. Okay, this is a very important distinction to remember. The intention is to recognize the difference, because the difference between who you are and who you have always been, the truth of your being that is eternal, the truth of that being is what we have to recognize. The recognize of who we've always been and who we had to be to get through a lot of the things that we went through in life. Okay. All right. So are you surviving something that is no longer happening? That is the question that we are asking. Are you surviving something that is no longer happening? Uh-oh. I lost us. Where did I go? Did I lose us? Okay, there we go. I lost us for a second. Are you surviving that? So take a minute. I'm going to let you sit with that for 1 second. Think about it. Are you surviving something that is no longer happening? Are you in a survival mode? Think about it. So what does that look like for you? What does that look like in your life to be surviving something that is no longer happening? That is what a lot of us call trauma. A lot of us know that as AKA trauma. If you've been through anything, we call it trauma. Our bodies are very used to being in survival mode, right? We're used to things happening to us, that type of energy, okay? And so when we are in that type of mode, we are always on the lookout for something to happen, right? What does that look like? What does that look like for you? So are you surviving something that is no longer happening to you? You have to ask yourself that question. So be honest, and we're going to dig deep. So again, don't forget, ask the question. All right. So what is survival mode? Because in order to answer that question, you have to know what it looks like. Survival mode says that you are protecting yourself. Because a lot of times we put ourselves in boxes, right? We will put ourselves in a box, in a bubble to protect ourselves. We are staying ready, right? We don't trust too much. We don't need nobody. We want to keep everybody happy. We expect something to go wrong. We expect the shoe to fall off the other foot. We go into situations preparing for the worst. That is survival mode. That is based off trauma. If you don't enter into, you don't like to you don't like to be in tight spaces. Okay, even that is really like you cannot have your bank account go below a certain amount of money because you think something's going to go wrong. That even the littlest nuances in your life that you question that have you in the thought process of being on the defense, that is survival mode. And it can show up in so many different ways. Okay, this is what we have to be mindful of. All right. So what happened to you is not necessarily who you are. So we have to keep this in mind. And this is the distinction. And this is how we are growing. In the first part of the podcast, if you get the book, if you are present to your past, you have been through a lot of things. That is facts. If you've been here on this earth long enough, you have been through something. But what has happened to you is not necessarily who you are. It may have come to help remind you who you are, but it is not who you are. Okay? You may have struggled, but you're not a struggler. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. Okay? You may have been rejected. You may have been manipulated. It doesn't mean that you are stupid. Okay? I may have survived, but I do not have to live in survival mode. So these things be present to that, because we start to live. Shout out to Brother Knowledge in the building. If you're still here in the building, we start to live the story of the trauma. We start to identify what has happened to us, and that is not who we are. That is not who we are. So, and you just follow me now, because in the podcast we get deep, because this is just real surface level of understanding of what survival is. So we don't want to shame anything that we've been through. I want to be clear that when I talk about trauma, when I talk about the past, when I talk about the things that we have been through, the survival mode, the struggle, all the things, I am not here by any means to erase them, to say the banish be gone. They never happened to you. You never experienced it, but and not to shame you or anything. So it is to get you to a place of clarity and honesty about what has happened to you, how far you have come in your growth, right? Right? You can't be grateful for how far you have come, how much you have survived, if you can't identify it, right? But we're not going to shame it, and we're not going to live in it. That's what we're not going to do. Okay, so we don't shame the version of us that survived. We don't say, okay, well, just because you a survivor, girl, I'm a thriver because I'm a thriver to that. Just because, I'm not going to shame her, because if she did not survive, I would not be here to thrive. So we are not going to shame her. Okay, that God is here. So, but we don't want to live there, and we don't want to make decisions for ourselves from a place of survival, fear, lack. We don't want to make decisions from this. Now, some of this stuff may sound like, okay, we talked about this, but we're moving consciously from surviving to succeeding. I had somebody very smart that I know who went through something, and they said, I want success. What? At the time, I was like, what are you talking about? This makes so much sense now. Even as a smart, when I heard that, it clicked. It made perfect sense. But this connection that is being made as to why success was needed instead of survival, we're going to get to it. I hope you have your notebooks. I hope you have your pens, okay? Because you're supposed to be taking notes. For those, if you're new to the podcast, taking notes, all right? All right, so here we go. So this is some clear indicators, survival success. How can I shift? What does it look like to move from survival to success? And we're going to this is going to be a very emotional aspect of it, okay? So we have survival is a reaction and success is a response. We know that, okay? Protect and then discern, okay? Because protection is going to have you in that bubble and you're not going to be able to do anything. You're going to be paralyzed. That's that analysis paralysis versus to be able to discern, right? Choice. Protect, you're chasing. Even protection, you're chasing something, right? Okay. And then control and trust. You cannot control situations. You cannot control people. You cannot do anything, but you can trust your intuition. You can trust your judgment. You can trust yourself. Okay. Survival is pleasing, people pleasing. That is survival, is people pleasing. All right. Setting clear boundaries is success. Saying no, that's success. Yes, that's not survival because I'm not looking for anything. I have everything that I need. I am protected. I don't have to say yes. I don't have to subject myself to anything that's going to cause me harm to get anything that I need because the universe is always working in my favor and I have everything that I need. So I set boundaries that keep not just comfortable, because we're not talking about comfort, okay? We're talking about creating a space that, to letting your energy recharge and disseminate it properly, okay? That's what that is. Back up off me. Don't be trying to siphon my energy. Don't be trying to get too close. Back up, okay? And then we have avoid and communicate. Are you avoiding issue because you don't want to talk about it because it makes you feel better? Or are you communicating so that you can move past, so we can grow through? Okay. And then you have prove, which was I was talking about. We're not looking for validation. We just be. We are who we are. I've always been who I have been. There's nothing that I need to do, be, to prove anything to anyone in order to be successful because I was created that way, Starseed. So I be. I don't prove. Okay? And then we have, well, that is a typo. So it's survive and endure. I believe that was it. And then get through and grow thoughts. Okay? We're going to grow and evolve our thoughts. Because that's what happens. When we survive, we get through. When we succeed, we evolve. We grow through the things. We grow in our options to choose better. Yes. We get to choose better. So we get to grow and align with into our authentic selves, right? We're not doing anything different. We're not proving. We are being and aligning. All right. So what does this look like? Peace, Adonis. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the podcast, Starseed. So this is where it gets a little technical. So our brain, as a smart video girl, I want to bring this up because our brain has different gears, okay? And we need to understand not just what the thought process is, because we understand that everything is energy, especially here at Pronoia. Everything is energy. If you're attend the podcast, you understand that everything is energy. That's one of the universal laws. So our brain has these gears. When we are in survival mode, okay, we have the tendency to have our brains shift gears. And that is the wavelengths that our brains create. This is, again, energy. So I'm going to blow this up so y'all can see this better. That's not what I wanted to do. Yes. All right. So this first one is the outline of the gears. So of the brain of our the modes of our brain. So there are 5 here that I'm displaying, but there are definitely more intricacies. You can look at them. So this is the different states of our brain, the wave and activity of what we're thinking about or even doing or being in that moment. And then the wave of energy that it is creating in our brains, okay? Which is very important because this is how we shift. This is how we change our minds, our frequencies. This is how we change the frequency of our mind. Please take notes. All right. So the first one is, I'm going to start with, so because we're going from, let's say, I'll start with this one. Oh no, not that one. I'm so sorry. That is not it. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to start with the high, which is survival. All right, there it is. So the high beta frequency. In this, I'm going to break down beta frequency just in general. There's 3 levels of the beta frequency. High beta frequency is the survival connection. Most of us are operating in this unbeknownst to ourselves. Okay, this is that something is wrong. This is that I have to pay attention. I have to be on alert. I have to perform. I have to be ready for anything that is going to happen to me. My body is out and deregulated because I'm not supposed to be in sustainable. I'm not supposed to be in high beta frequency at any given time over a period of time. That creates instability in the body. That's where we see disease and things of that sort. Stress, heart attacks. This is where this is coming from. Your body is in a high, the higher frequency, the brainwave activity, and it is creating this activity in your brain. So it is sending the signals out to the cells in your body. The communication in your body is saying, panic, panic, run, run, run. That's what beta is. And that's what we want to stay away from. Okay, so this is where we have to become aware of. We have to be aware of this survival mode that we are in and what that looks like. Okay, so a little bit more on this. So your mind is racing. That's the what if question. You have trouble sleeping. You're reacting before you're thinking. Your body is tense. You're always on edge. All that. That's high beta. That is not good for you. It's not good for nobody around you. That's alert, 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 alert all the time. And that is not good for the mind or the body or the people around you. Okay. So then we have mid beta. Okay. And that is slightly reduced. Okay. You're a little more calm, but you are a little more anxious. You may be anxious. It's not necessarily worry, but it's anxious. If you're doing something that's unfamiliar, there's something new. It's learning something, being in unfamiliar environments, solving a problem where you have to think really hard and you might stress your brain cells out. You know, I probably spend a lot of time in mid-beta myself. I'm just going to be honest with you because I solve problems a lot. So this is what this energy is. It's very active. It's an active brain, right? But because the brain is active, and I wanted to explain, because the brain is so active doing things, you are not present to yourself. You're not present to how you are feeling. You are not present to how you are reacting. You're just kind of on autopilot, okay? And it's a stressed out autopilot, okay? More so, it's like, oh Lord, okay, I gotta get through this. You're begrudgingly going through things, okay? You're not really making good decisions. You're not really making decisions. You're just kind of getting through, and that is what we call survival, right? Right. And so we're not talking about survival. We want to move from that. This is what we need to be conscious of, because this is going to show you how we can change our brain waves in order to change how we can make decisions, give us more choices. All right. So just to dig a little deeper on this one, solving difficult problems, having important conversations. Having important conversations. If you are having a conversation that creates anxiety for you, something you do not want to talk about, something that you really got to get off your chest, but you don't know how somebody's going to react. This is that energy, and there's nothing wrong with it. We are not judging it. We are observing it. Okay. And the more information that we can apply to ourselves, the greater we can be in alignment with who we were created to be. Okay, so this is important to understand, because this is what your body is doing when you are thinking and doing certain things. Okay, all right. So then from there we have the beta, and this is the simple doing mind. This is really autopilot. This is, I'm alert, I'm acting, I'm really on autopilot. I'm not even thinking about it, because I do this every day. You know what I'm saying? I do this every day, all day. I know what I'm doing. I don't even have to think about doing it. I'm just doing it. And so the mind is really like blank in the sense that it's not even aware it's doing anything, because it's on autopilot. All right. Or it's doing something that it has brought the comfort level down, and you're engaged, but it's really not something that you have to. And this is the beta mind. So this is talking about all of the elements of the beta mind. So let me actually bring up the low one for you so that you can see. But as you can see, the beta mind in overall is the thinking mind. This is anything you could think about, any and everything is what happens in the beta mind. And that is when you are in the doing of you. Okay. It's not in the being, it's in the doing. So let me see if I can't see that. This is it. Okay. Maybe this is it. I hope it is. Nope, that's not it. That's the mid beta again. Give me 1 second as I pull that up. But take a look at this and just think about, where do you normally resonate? Because most of us are usually doing things. So this is where most of our mind is spent. So are you, and because you don't know what the low one looks like yet. Did I may not have downloaded it. That's right. Okay. So, give me a second. So with that, you get to see that mid, high. Oh, okay. There is no one for that one. Great. Fabulous. All right. So this over here in general is just the doing mind. So you get to see that. This is you got the low beta. It's actually in the slide. There you go. Boom. So, you got this. This is autopilot. This is you doing what you do best, knowing what you do, how you do it. You don't have to think. And if you're not, if you're not present to these things, you could be rude and all kinds of stuff, but you're just doing. All right. That's a very important distinction. I just want to bring that up. You're just doing. And that in itself can be dangerous. Okay. So again, we're looking at the gears of the brain and the energy, the wavelength that the brain processes, and how it signals out to the rest of the body and the environment that it creates for the body. And so the next one that we're going to look at is the alpha. Okay. And the alpha is more of a relaxed state. Okay. This may be where you are, let's see. Yes. This is the state where you're calm, you're present, you're aware, you're actually getting to sit still. You may be in the park relaxing, but you're getting a chance to be still and not have to think and not have to actually use your brain to process or solve a problem or give your attention to something else. This is where your mind starts to come back inward. Okay. Now you're present to how you are feeling. You're more relaxed. You're able more to see. You'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize I had a bump right there before, because you were never present to it because you were so busy doing other things. Right. So you can, this is like a meditation. There's levels to this, and it goes from like alpha through theta. Into the next level, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is where your mind starts to become present. It starts to transition into that quote unquote unconscious state. But that's really where you tap into that's where you go in. Okay. So when they talk about conscious, right? Because they're saying at this level, you start to lose consciousness, but you're not losing your consciousness. You are becoming more aware of who you truly are as you go through these brain waves. Okay. So if you're in the alpha, if you can find time to relax, if you can find time to breathe, that's why when, breath work and meditation, that's why they tell you to do these things, because it creates something in the brain that allows you to be present to your thoughts, in this case, because we're talking about new ways of thinking in our mind, being present to how we feel so that we can shift it. And in the alpha, this is a very great state to be present and notice how you are feeling, what you have been doing, how productive this is your reflective state. This is where you can have your eyes closed, right? Or have your eyes open and just be still and not have any thoughts running through your head as to what you have to do. And the better you can get at that, right? Without falling asleep, because that's part of the process. Without falling asleep, then you can start to call in, start to make different process some of this stuff a little differently. Okay. So we're going through, because it's all a process. We gotta go in. We're going to go, because we're coming from outside. The beta is the doing. That's all the external stuff. As we move towards the alpha, we're moving inward. Okay. We start to align more with the mind and the body, and they start to sync, and we start to think about our breath. We start to think about what we're doing. We start to think about our breath. That's what I said. Again, breath work. You do the counts and all the stuff. So if you do the breath work, this is in the alpha. This is why it's important. This is why so many things practice these types. There are these types of practices because they help recalibrate you into a place where you can start to remember truly. You can start to hear yourself. You can start to discern success. You can start to discern for yourself because you're listening to yourself. Exactly. All right. So, and then let me see. We got another. Oh God. I got one more. Oh no, sorry, sis. And then I had so many slides, so this is why I had to add them one by one. All right. So then we have the delta. And this is the deep rest. And this is where it's important that we get these good nights rest. Okay. This is where we recharge. This is really where we recharge. Okay. This is when we can, the body can restock the shelves. If you ever worked retail, used to work retail, and at night, that's when everybody would stock the shelves. And so when you came in the morning, you had, if they did the job right, you had a fresh new store, fully stocked, maybe some new displays, and maybe some good sales. This is the same your body has to go through. Yes, we love some good rest and recharge. And if we don't allow our brains, hear me out, if we don't allow our brains to get into the sync with the body for that deep rest, we don't really get to recharge. So think about, if you ever went to sleep and woke up and not necessarily felt rested? That's because your mind probably was racing. You were not resting. Your body was not at rest. Even though you may have been asleep in the action, your body was not at rest. You were thinking about something. You were worried about something. I know for a fact, when I cannot, if I am thinking about something, I cannot go to sleep. I will not be able to go to sleep. My mind racing equals no sleep for Crystal. For SmartVideoGirl, none of it. None of the whoever I am, she gets no sleep if the mind is racing. So the importance of this is to see that delta is that I am completely at rest. My mind is off. I am not thinking about the world. I'm not even thinking about how I feel. I'm just present. Well, I'm just resting. I'm just at rest. I'm just at peace. I am. That is really the deep rest. That is when your body gets to recharge. That's where you get to reset and you get to recalibrate. And that is why too, there is, as you come out of a deep sleep, right? You have to flow through. Unless you wake up in a panic, like I said, you have to flow through the delta. You have to flow through the alpha in order to get to the doing. So that's why it's important to like, especially if you're a morning person, and I'm working on this myself, to take that time in the morning, because that is when your brain waves. It's not just something they're telling you to do. So even if it's not the morning for you, whenever you come out of your deep sleep, make sure you're taking that time to be present to the being that you are stepping into. The spirit is stepping into the being at this time. Be present to that. Be grateful for that. Remind the being who you are. We are. I am. I am all that. I am. As you walk through the day, it helps to keep the brain. Now, it's sending that signal out throughout the body. It's sending the signal out throughout your body now. So it's not just you, what you're thinking. This is now, it's sending out. I am healthy. I am. These affirmations in recharging and changing from survival to success. This is how you are reprogramming your brain, your mind. It's also changing your entire being, your entire self. So I was inspired by Sister Claudia, who was on, and she was talking about deepening the knowledge that you have. We have a lot of information. A lot of us have different authorities and strategies in our human design. But a lot of this information is universal. So knowing how the science of it works, right? Because that's human design. If we're combining all of these sciences in order to apply them to ourselves, we are now able to not live in our human selves, but be in our spirit selves and have the human experience in alignment with who we were created to be as part of the journey. We love the sciences. I love it. I'm such a love it than sciences. All right. So again, the gears of the brain, so that we can kind of see what we're looking at, that we have been used to, so many of us, living in survival mode. We're operating in survival mode, creating an environment in our bodies that, they're creating an environment in our bodies that it's not conducive for the shifts that we want. Okay, so this is not just to say, hey, this is how it works. And this is why it's important. This is why this is another level of it, because we are saying we want better. We are saying we are better. We are saying, but we want to work with the sciences to make sure that we are in full alignment. So when the self-guru, when I come on here and say we have to change the way that we are thinking and feeling, I'm not just saying that because you are wrong for feeling what you feel. I'm not here to attack, but we are here to evolve and evaluate. And that is that is why Starseeds are important, because the self-work that it takes, the evolution of the work that is you, that it takes to evolve, is not for the weak at heart. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So what is success? And we've kind of talked about that already. It's not something that you achieve. Okay. What if success was something that you were capable of choosing? And that's what we're talking about here. You are getting to choose to succeed. It's not luck that you succeed. Success is having the freedom to choose who you become. To walk in the path of who you were meant to be, instead of allowing things to just happen, because that's what we know as chance. Okay. You get to make that choice. You get to be involved in that. Okay. So then, so from survival to success, I want to show you what this looks like. I'll just bring it up like this. So, and we kind of went through this with the steps, with the different mind gears. Okay, so we have high arousal. What is going on? Alert, 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 alert. Anything can trigger this. I have had relationships trigger survival mode. Bank accounts trigger survival mode. Refrigerators. You can get a phone call. It can trigger. You can see. Okay. The awareness. What is that doing to me in this moment? Why am I responding? Why am I experiencing this right now? What is this saying about me? You only get to pause. You only become aware of this stuff if you do the work. Because otherwise you're just going to let something else outside of you cause you to be in a panic mode. So once you're aware that, okay, this is something that I do not like. I do not like it. I do not like it. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. You say, no. Is this actually a threat? Is this actually a threat to me right now? Or am I reliving something? Because that's the question I asked at the beginning of the show. Am I reliving something that is no longer happening right now? But that experience has had me in a bubble and I am unable to get out of it. I have to ask myself that question because sometimes it is real. And as you move, right, as you grow, as you evolve, if you do the work, you will see the choices that you make and the decisions and how they start to feel different. So then you say, oh, yeah, no, that's not it. Because you can be wrong. You can be wrong. Just because you go through the process don't mean you're going to get the right answer. Okay? You can carry the wrong one or something. So you're going to pause. Is this actually happening to me right now? And then if it is actually happening to you, then you should be. You should use all and you should be prepared in order to defend. Run. Get far away. If you set boundaries, that's part of your survival kit. Okay? That's part of your success kit. I'm sorry. Yeah. Set boundaries. It's part of your success kit. You cannot be successful if you don't have boundaries. If you don't know where you say no, it's very hard. So boundaries would be the number one things that I would learn about myself in this process, because that's going to help you be able to do number 4, which is make choices. Okay. Choices are intentional. They are not reactionary. I know why I said no. And I said it with my chest and I mean it, you know? And then success is you return to that balance. You now have the time. You have the brain capacity. You have the time to go sit in the park and meditate and spend quality time in the alpha brainwave, getting to know yourself, becoming more aware and present to who you are. That's what you get to do. When you can go from, and when you don't allow yourself to get trapped in the cycle of survival, of trying to figure it out, because that's what happens in that high arousal. If you don't pause, you end up right back in the loop of doing something that you were already doing, creating that being on high alert. Instead of pausing, says, is this actually a threat or no? Okay. All right. So let's do this. So this is the work part. I hope you've taken notes. This is the work part. I'm surprised I've gone this long myself, but this is the work part. We're going to get into you answering some questions for yourself. All right. Complete this sentence. I have learned to blank because I needed to survive. But today I have the opportunity to blank instead. I learned to blank because I needed to survive. Ooh. I learned to do it myself because I needed to survive, but today I have the opportunity to ask for help instead. Because asking for help, that's survival. I don't have to do it myself. Because, again, the universe is working in my favor. Why do I have to do it myself if the universe is working in my favor? That doesn't make any sense. Especially if it's been a struggle. Especially if it's coming from survival mode. That's why I have to go through the process and ask myself, is this really a threat right now? Do I really is this something that I have to do myself? Or is this something where I need to phone a friend, call for help, use my voice, and say, hey, can you help me? And this is what you have to do. Yes. People, please ask divine. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And that's the truth. That part. I can ask divine. I used to do it myself. Now I have the opportunity to ask divine instead. Uh-oh. Eyes are growing. All right. Quiz time. It is time for the quiz. Now, this quiz is going to be a little different than what we usually do. So I'm going to take the time to go over it real quick. I learned to heal because I needed to survive, but today I have the opportunity to offer my services for me to thrive. I love that. I learned to heal because I needed to survive. Adonis, that's poetry. You should use that on Pronoia poetry, okay? All right, just let y'all know. Check it out. But that is beautiful. And that is how you go from surviving to success. So, strong J. All right, so we're going to do the quiz a little different. Are you surviving or are you choosing? Are you surviving or are you succeeding? Do you have the freedom to choose? That's success. All right. Don't answer based on who you want to be. Answer based on what you actually do. And I say that sincerely because you cannot grow. You cannot, in your wanting to heal, right? Be better, grow. You have to be present to where you currently are in order for it to be sustainable and successful and to thrive. Because otherwise you will loop yourself, okay? So for each question, you're going to do A, B, or C, meaning rarely, sometimes, or often. So those are your three options. Rarely, sometimes, or often. So let's get to the questions. It's 10 of them. I'm going to run through them real quick. Here we go. Y'all don't need me. Here we go. First question. I automatically prepare for the worst. A is rarely, B sometimes, C often. Okay? I automatically prepare for the worst. Be honest with what you do, not what you want, but what you do. All right. The next one. I stay in situations I've outgrown because they feel familiar. Rarely, sometimes, or often. I find myself reacting before I have time to think. Rarely, sometimes, often. Okay. I believe I have to prove my worth through what I accomplish. Rarely, sometimes, or often. Okay, I sometimes recognize that an old version of me is making a current decision. The old me is running the show. It said we're going to do it like this. Okay. I expect something to go wrong even when things are going well. Rarely, sometimes, often. Okay. I have difficulty asking others for help. Rarely, sometimes, or often. I feel guilty when I set boundaries. Rarely, sometimes, or often. I make decisions primarily to avoid disappointing other people. Rarely, sometimes, or often. And the last one is I struggle to rest without feeling like I should be doing something. So you can't get She said blah 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 blah. Listen. You are a spirit being. You don't have as many human issues as some of these people, sis. So this is what I am saying to you. So ask yourself these questions. So if you have mostly A's, yes, exactly. You used to. You're a unicorn. You are the dean of Pronoia. So you know, you've already gotten these degrees. She's already gotten these degrees. Well, thank you. So if you have mostly A's, right? If you answer and if you like God Israel, you like blah, blah, blah. Just don't do, I don't do none of that. I ain't doing none of that. You live in choice. Like you are on the success path. You spend a lot of time. You are present to those thoughts. So you rarely spend a lot of time in high beta. It may feel like you may have moments, but you don't live in high beta. And that's what I want us to realize, is that so many of us are living in high beta. It's not that we peak, because survival is key. Like, again, the intent, the goal is not to say do away with the survivor. The survivor is the one that got us here. We're not doing away with the survivor. Respect to the survivor. Shout out to the warrior, right? Because that's what we're becoming, warriors. But the survivor is in there. So we don't want, you get to choose. Your survival mode is intentional, because it's a real threat and I need to be there. That's what this is. It's living in a space where you're not we're not hyper vigilant. We can enjoy life. We can be present to who we are. So we're choosing this. If you have mostly B's, that means you are aware now. You have gained some awareness. You still have difficulty making choices. You still don't know all of the choices that you have available to you, but you are aware. And if you have mostly C's, then you are still in a survival pattern of activity. And you have to start to ask yourself the question, is this really a threat right now? Is this something that's going, and then make a different decision, make a different choice, even if you don't know what that choice is, okay? Make a different choice, because what it starts to do is it takes you out of survival mode. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not, you at least come down and realize now you're solving a problem. So instead of high beta, you come into mid beta. You can start to think a little better, solve a problem, because you're not in high threat. Okay, you just need to think about it a little bit and solve the problem. Okay, so that's the difference. That's why you could be like blah blah blah, because you out here living your best life. That's it. All right, so we got homework, y'all. We got homework. And for this week, you're going to take a survival inventory. That's what we're calling it. What helped me survive and what helped me thrive. So Adonis, I think you already knew what the homework was because you gave a perfect example when you're completing the sentence. So split the journal and have what helped me survive and what will help me thrive. Okay? And for each one, you're going to choose 3 behaviors you developed during difficult seasons. What is it that you do? What is it that you do that helped you survive? And what will help you thrive? All right? And then for each one, ask, what did this protect me from? How did it serve me? Does it still serve me? And what can I choose instead? Because if that's the case, you always have to know what your choices are. You have to be clear about what your choices are, so that when you come up against this, now you know what to do. The best thing you can do is run into your problems. Okay? The best thing you can do is run into your problems and then run over them. Because you say, next time I see that problem, I'm going to run right over it. That's it. So, because if you don't do that, when you see the problem, you're going to cower from it. You're not going to want to deal with it. Right. You're not going to want to deal with it. Okay. Unless again, it's an imminent danger. Because if it's an imminent danger, then you run. Okay, we are not here to be fighting all kinds of battles, okay? Survival mode. If you need to run, you need to run, fight whatever you need to do. But do not live there. Do not let your being, do not let your peace exist in survival mode, because that is not peace. That is not peace. All right? And then after you do that, you're going to say you give yourself permission to, and then you're going to finish the sentence. All right, this is your homework. So 2 columns. What helped me survive? What will help me thrive? Choose 3 behaviors that you developed during the difficult seasons, and then ask each one. For each one, ask the question, what did this protect me from? How did it serve me? Does it still serve me? And what can I choose instead? And then give yourself permission to be free to choose that which works for you. Okay? All right, so let's have our gratitude moment. Gratitude moment. I only have like a couple more slides. Then I'm going to bring you up. Yep. Gratitude moment. In this moment, we want to be grateful for the version of us. I am grateful for the version of me that got me here. Because I think about it a lot. The version of me that got me here, definitely survivor. Man, I am grateful that she got through how she did. And I still look as good as I look. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for it. So, I want you to be grateful for your survivor as well. For the version of you that got you here, because that thing did live through it. It lived through it, and it did all the things. And we are going to let it know that we appreciate it when we have a chair in the corner, and we will call them when we are ready. Because we no longer live in survival mode. Yes, exactly. We no longer live in survival mode. But you got a spot forever in who I am. Don't ever let that go. Don't ever let that go, because that would be denying a piece of who you are And that is a fragmentation. Okay, don't get me started. Go watch. This fragmentation. So love all of yourself, even the survivor. Be grateful for that person. All right. The quote for the day, and I meant to change this. Keep the wisdom, release the armor. But yeah. Keep the wisdom, release the armor. And again, the warrior stays. The warrior stays though. They get to stay. They get to stay. But the armor I am protected. So I keep the wisdom. The armor was man-made. Okay, the protection is divine. So keep the wisdom and release the armor. Put the armor down. Pick up the protection and keep the wisdom. All right. And, oh yes, the final reflection. Your past can be a chapter without becoming your identity. Again, we talk about this a lot. We're talking about growth. We're talking about chasing a life, running from your story. None of that. It's part of who you are. Your past does not identify you. Okay? Your past can be the chapters without becoming your identity. Then you survive. Now you ask yourself, who do I want to become? Who am I becoming? You already know who you are. You know who you are. So just live in it. All right? Just live in it. All right? And so this is just a little graphic too. When survival becomes your identity, this is kind of the connection here. So what we don't want to do is you have an experience, you tell yourself a story, right? It becomes your belief, your identity, then you start to behave in that way. And that behavior is survival. The behavior is how you have learned to survive. So we have to recreate this, right? We have to recreate this. So somewhere in this, and it's really around the belief part, okay? So we are in the age of the knowing, if you remember. In the age of the knowing, it's not what you believe, it's what you know. So if you continue to believe something that is false about yourself, you will continue to identify and then therefore do behaviors that align with that. That's where the cognitive dissonance happens. That's where the lies you tell yourself happen in what you believe. So you have to really examine what you believe, okay? Because if you don't examine what you believe, you will find yourself in a state of constant beta mode, doing in order to align with the identity that you have created for yourself. So we are no longer going to survive, okay? No longer surviving. We are going to succeed. We are going to have the freedom to choose. We're going to have the freedom to choose how we show up and experience life and rewrite our story based on who we know ourselves to be. The truth of my being is eternal, my identity, and I walk in that, in my behavior. All right. With that being said, I am complete with the presentation. I know for my introducing folks, y'all like, what are we doing? We have gone way past our time. As a matter of fact, I'm usually way done by now. way done by now. But I want to thank everybody for coming through, and I hope you took notes and understood the power of the information that you collect here at Pronoia, through the pod class, through the different disciplines and science that we have here, because they do go together. There's nothing separate. The first universal law is that they're the law of oneness. Okay? These things work together. When we look at the intricacies of human design and we talk about, strategies and authority, how we choose, like as a projector, I get to, if I am in beta mode constantly and I'm supposed to be waiting for invitation and I'm busy doing, I'm not only is my brain giving it, I'm trying to survive in a survival mode. I am working totally against my strategy. So regulating within yourself, knowing, right? You experienced some stuff. You got a story. What did you learn about yourself? That belief is a knowing now. What do I know about myself? And in that knowing, I now identify with the truth of my being. And I behave as such. But this knowing, the belief to the knowing, is key. And so from survival to success, it's in the knowing of how do I do that? It is not just in what do you do, because if you stay in the doing, you never get out of survival mode. If you are, and then sis, I'll be ready to bring you up, guys. If you are an entrepreneur and you're constantly looking, you're constantly looking because you believe that as an entrepreneur, you have to constantly be doing something in order to get business, right? That is survival mode. That's not how it works for everybody. I've seen it. That's not how it works for everybody. Is there work to be done? Yes, right? Do I have to be on high alert, act like my life is too busy for anything else besides just work because I'm an entrepreneur? Hell no. That's survival mode. That's a lie. That's something I believe somebody told me. I don't. So hell no. Pause. Choose different. Be different. That's it. I said I can keep going. I'm going to let that go. Again, it's the circle, it doesn't matter. This is the book, Do the Work, Keep the Faith, Aligning with Your Authentic Self. I am the author of the book. It is kind of my journey of what I went through in reclaiming my mind, learning how to make new decisions, processing the traumas that I had been through, the decisions that I had previously made, the story that I had previously written about who I was, and how I discovered the truth about who I am. And I have some practical tools in here for you as well that you can use to do your own work, because one of the things that I say is people have told me that this book has been helpful, but it's not because of anything that I did. It's because of what it allowed them to do for themselves. So the work is you. Make sure you do the work and keep up the faith. So, yeah. Goddess, are you ready to come to the stage? Please. Ladies to the front. Ow.
So, of course, I was taking notes,
Okay.
So, I was saying bye, like the black sheep. Oh. That's what. Not blah, blah, blah.
She said bad. She was.
Because look, I was writing down my answers and they were all B, and then it was like A.
Oh,
And
bad.
then it was like A. I was like,
So you was bad. Okay. So see, but still, it's still the same thing.
no, it's still, and it took me a while to get there, y'all. It's not. This is years and years, and I'm talking about. I just got there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of C's before. I had a lot of C's. But so I want to touch on a few things you talked about. There's an echo.
That's part of me. Go ahead.
Okay. So the last thing you said was talking about people who, you know, they're saying like they got to get on, they got to do all of this and do that, you know, content creators and entrepreneurs, right? And you're right. And the reason why they feel like that is because they keep telling themselves that, and so that works for them. And that's the only reason why it works for them is because they believe that that is what works for them. And so it's like, it's a conditioning of like almost like a horse and blinders, right? It's like once you get into it, that okay. Like I had somebody who told me like, I really understand your spirituality. However, it's hard for me to digest it because when I was in a car accident, I called on Jesus and I felt that presence with me. And I get that. Like I totally get that. I'm not trying to go against whatever but I also, you have to expand your mind to think my higher self is going to take care of me no matter what I call my higher self. I'm calling Jesus, Mary Magdalene, I call it Satan. Don't matter what I call it. It's not going to leave me like, oh, she called me Jesus. She hasn't realized I'm not like, no, you know, Jesus. I was trying to explain that. And I did explain it to her that like, it may have been that entity. That may be who was with you at that time. But expanding your mind means understanding that like you can't walk around with horse blinders on expecting to see the world. And so when people say, you know, like back in the day, they used to tell you stay in a job and then you retire from it. That doesn't work anymore. And actually it never really did work too good. It did back in the baby boomer days, you know, like when things were a little slower, but nowadays you can't stay in one job. They'll work the hell out of you and never raise your pay. And it just be crazy. And nowadays people are too creative and too open to themselves to be stuck in the same job over and over again, you know? And if you do, still, I'm not down on you. That's your thing. And it works for you because maybe that's all you've done. But if you expand beyond what you're used to, then you'll get more than what you're used to. So that was one of the things I just scribbled that. That is horrible. But yes, as you were talking, I was doing my work, right? And all of these downloads start coming in. So first of all, at the end of your conversation, you mentioned the natural, the laws of the universe. Which is like, why did she do that? Because I wasn't going to touch on this because I already had to download on the next show, because I was thinking of divinity, right? Because we all, you know, me and SmartVideoGirl always speak of mind and soul. When we start talking, she talks from a space of the mind, and then I started to connect it to the soul. And so I think of divinity as correspondence. Right. And we know the law of correspondence states that, you know, our reality mirrors our inner world. So meaning that as within, so without. So anyway, that was one of the notes I was taking when you said that. And I was like, okay, so that's confirmation. That's going to be the next sermon. But also I wanted to say, I mean, this is a part of that. The reason why I said that was because the other day, like I was talking to my kids about learning the root of words. And because we always talk about divine, and I try to get away from the word God, because God is to me a smaller version. Like we are gods, we are connected to divine. So that's not the most high, right? And then we keep calling it the most high. And high what? The highest frequency, right? And the highest frequency is love. So divine is the highest frequency. We call it the most high. And we don't, and this is just a theory I came up with while you were talking, is that, hold on. Basically that we don't have a body. Like our body is in alignment. Our soul is in alignment with our body. We're not connected to the body. And so when we start feeling dysfunction within ourselves, it's because we're out of alignment with the most high frequency, right? So we have to get back in frequency. That's where dysfunction comes from. So that was one of the things when you were talking. So we're going to have a whole show on that. Thank you.
I got something for that too. We can talk about that because I do. It's called, that's when you get discombobulated, all that. Yeah. So we're going to do it before the end of this season. We're going to be back together. So let's go back to the beginning. You talked about, you were saying the word restocking, and you're giving an example about restocking and then coming in the next day, right? And so Spirit started talking to me. I had to mute you, so I missed some of it because I had to write because you was talking, you was giving me too much while I was trying to, it was a lot. They was talking, I was like, what? Please wait. So I had to mute because as soon as you start talking about it, Spirit was like, yes. And so the example of the restocking is to return to the store the next day. And then you see now what has all come together, right? That is the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, right? So rest, actually, the body rests, but the soul never rests, right? Jesus talked about that too, right? The soul doesn't need rest, it's the body. But that's the body
when we rest, we allow the soul to do its job. So the soul is at work. It is restocking. Confirmation. And my phone ain't went off the whole time. The soul is creating the world we're going to see the next morning when we wake up, right? Because all of the subconscious programming that we have put into ourselves is not going to be while we're sleeping. The soul is going to go and make it happen on the higher dimension. This is why, again, I try to stress that. Okay, we're going to get to that. Hold on. Because my mind is starting to do some other stuff. Okay, hold on. So we're talking about rest. So the rest is through the body. We do it through sleep. But the soul is at work when you're meditating. The soul is at work when you sleep. The soul is at work when you're in isolation. Anytime the body is still, the soul is at work. Okay? So this is why people listen to reprogramming at night when they're sleeping. Because the soul is wide awake. It's like, oh, what? But now the soul is tapped in. Right. And it's reprogramming you while you're sleeping. So you're never really sleep, especially the real you is never sleep. We don't sleep.
It's like the elves in the factory.
That's right. So
no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, because again, it's a deep sleep, your body is sleep.
That's
but
it.
It's like the elves
that's when they're the most busiest. That's why
you wake up in the morning, you got a whole bunch of presents.
And this is also why sleep is important when you go through like spiritual warfare. Do not discount what sleep is doing for your body regeneratively. You are being regenerated when you sleep. You're also fasting when you're sleeping. So you're doing a lot for yourself. Plus spiritually, you're fighting fights. Okay. And if you can remember your dreams like I can, and we're going to get into that on a whole nother program, you're doing a lot. Okay. So I also said, this is where I put the physical and the spiritual are not connected. They are in alignment. So when they are not, this is what causes dysfunction. Now, here we go. Then Spirit hit me with math because hit me with a mathematical joint. So the order of operation. Remember in math, there was an order of operation.
Please excuse my dear.
If you don't follow the order of operation, you're going to get the problem wrong. The answer ain't going to come out right. It don't matter if you know what 1 + 1 = 2. If you do that before you do the stuff in the parentheses, that's going to be wrong, right? So, all right. So it's the same with your big three, with your spirit, your mind, and then your body. So your spirit is the parentheses, right? It's the grouping of the symbols. That's your spirit. That has to go first. So then the exponents, the power, and the root is the mind. That's second. Then the multiplication, division, subtraction, that is third. And it has to go from left to right. Okay, Spirit. I was like, all right, you're giving me a lot. And I think that was all I got right now. But the point of it was that Spirit is saying that we have to not just concentrate on our bodies, which is what I think people have gotten so caught up in what they look like. You know, when I feel like when I wake up in the morning, when I look in the mirror, and yes, I'm saying affirmations and I'm feeling, but are you feeling them on a soul level? Are you feeding the soul first? Are you resting enough? Are you talking to yourself? Are you truly tapping in? Because even when we had Dr. Berry here, the thing the spirit kept yelling at me was, yes, heal the mind, but first heal the soul. There's an order of operation and we keep skipping the soul part. And so if we go ahead, yes, let's go heal the mind, right? And let's go heal the body. But that person keeps slipping back to their old patterns. You know why? Because there is that fragment. There's that piece that's missing, and it's going to continue to, it's like a tooth that's missing in your mouth. The other tooth want to feel it. It want to move over. It's going to continue to, your teeth are going to continue to shift until you fill the space. That is the soul. And you can't get around healing the soul in any part, because anytime that we're talking about trauma or anything, the trauma is not in your mind. It is not in your body. Your soul has been traumatized. And if you don't go back and get those fragmented pieces, even if it's a small thing, even if it's the tiniest thing, if you don't go back and say, hey, that hurt. Let me sit with this real quick. Because I'm going to tell you, I know this from experience, how you heal yourself. But you have to be willing to go all the way to the root of the problem. And the root.
It has to pass through your mind. That's what I was going to say. It has to pass through the mind. We have to allow to pass, because if we don't, and that's what, like you said, we block it again, and that's kind of what this frequency, that's what I'm talking about. So if we're in beta all the time, we don't quiet the mind enough to let soul pass through in order to do what this is talking about. That's why this is the connection right here. It's not just I'm giving you science about the waves. It's why it's why soul can't heal, because we don't allow it to pass through the mind. The mind gets stuck on the human side of everything. We get stuck in the beta. We get stuck even in the meditation. We don't quiet enough. We don't silence enough. We don't still enough. We're not by ourselves enough to hear ourselves. And I know you can, when you get to be by yourself, and when you doing whatever you're doing by yourself, because you got to be by yourself, that's when you really get to, if you allow yourself to feel those things, because the feelings will come up. If you don't let yourself feel the feelings, you can't heal that.
You will never
soul
heal.
Can't come in and heal that. It can't. So we have to allow our minds to allow that to come through, because if we don't let it to come, that's how it's going to come through.
Right. Well, you know, that's also a part of the correspondence. You know, the temple.
That's it.
Right. God sits in the temple, and it's so much. So we're gonna definitely have that show. Yes. But like you said, it has to come through. You have to be able to sit with it. And it's the simpler things that the soul needs to heal. It's the simpler. It gets more complicated when you start dealing with the mind and then the body. But the soul needs solitude. The soul needs recognition, right? The soul needs to stop being pushed down for the ego and allowed to say, this hurt me. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, because a lot of people won't even sit with that. Nope. It doesn't hurt. I'm just going to move on to the next thing. And they keep doing that until one day they look up and they have no soul left. Because every time they leave it behind versus filling in that space, now you got a gap. You think I got a gap. Baby, your whole mouth gone. You ain't got no teeth. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't never filled in the space. And every time you don't fill it in, or you keep moving over, now it's more space and there's more space. Eventually, it's nothing going to be left, because you're not taking the time to heal the root. Think about a plant. When the plants are sick, they don't be like, oh, you know, when they cut them down. Why? Because it's sick at the root of the tree. And if you don't get to the root of the problem, it never heals it. You're treating it. Okay, if I treat the mind, yes, the mind is powerful. But the mind is not the spirit. The body is powerful. But power doesn't trump authority, and the spirit is authority. But if you take away your authority and give it over to the mind or give it over to the body, sure, it will work for a while. It's kind of like, you know, I could put some 87 in my car and it might drive for a while, but it ain't gonna drive long. Not my joint.
It's gonna break down.
Yeah, because I'm not giving it what it needs. And so the spirit and the soul needs to be nurtured. It needs to be considered, and it needs to stop being neglected because we're so afraid of isolation and quiet and sleep. So people so dang on, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, you're gonna die because you ain't getting no sleep. That's what you're saying.
No, you're gonna die.
Let's not play that game.
Fact.
It's just some rest.
Yeah,
because you're not resting. You're allowing the soul to return to source, to get information, to understand what is going on. You know, you wake up next day and you feel better. Even if you had a rough night and maybe you cried yourself to sleep, but the next day, they say that, don't they say that in church? The joy cometh in the morning. Because at night your soul was doing the work so that joy could come in the morning. Sometimes you got to go through the darkness, and in the darkness, that's where the soul lives, in the subconscious mind. So when we say certain things, we have to understand that, yes, this is why I thought it was so important to have Smart Video Girl as a part of Pronoia, because the mind is so powerful to the point where we believe that we are the mind sometimes. Like, for real, most people be
and
like,
I'm here to tell you.
I heard it in my head, so I went with it. Like, whoa.
And I'm here to tell you, Smart Video Girl, that is the wrong thing to do. And I talk about the mind, and that is the wrong thing to do. I relied on the mind for the longest time. I am smart video. It's the smart. It's not by accident. Okay, but it wasn't until I tapped into the truest essence of who I was, the spirit, the soul. That is when the mind it made sense. That's when it made sense. Other than that, the mind is just a tool, just like a body, the vessel. It has that pass through. It is very powerful. You got to know how to use it, but it's still what? A tool, and you still got to know how to use it properly. And a lot of us don't use it properly. That's why I said, that's why I use words, that's why I say certain things, because we don't use our brains we're not using the tool that we have been given properly. Yes. We start to use it properly. It is so easy because it's so powerful. We can deceive ourselves. We can live. We can be and do whatever. That's how powerful it is. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be in order, or you're going to think you're bigger than you are, and you're not.
It has to be in alignment with the highest, the most high, which means it has to allow the soul to run the car. The soul should be driving the car. The mind should be navigating, turn left, turn right, go this way, go that way. But the soul is like, yeah, but the soul will know, nah, that don't look right. I'm not going that way. Because sometimes I ignore my navigation because it don't have all the answers. That's the mind. It doesn't have all the answers, but the soul knows. It can see. It has the windows, right? These are the windows to the soul. So you're there. It's in the same space. That's why you get it confused sometimes, because the soul and the mind, they sitting up here talking and you thinking it's your soul and it's your mind. And Claudia even tell us we're not supposed to really be up in here, because this thing, especially if it's open, like me, I'm open. So that's why I can channel. But it's also me being aware that all thoughts are not mine. This is why it's not hard. It's easy to control someone with an open space like that if they're not aware. Mm-hmm. Once you become aware, then you'll hear things and you'll know things. You'll be like, that ain't even my thoughts. Or you can go in a room and you start picking up on other people's thoughts and you're like, yeah, let me get up out of here.
Yeah, but that's not my stuff. Right. And
that's being able to control the mind. But if you're not in control of the mind, you're gonna think everything is yours, because the mind, it also is almost like the ego, right? Because the mind will be trying to protect you, but it'll also start making you think that everything you hear, like they say, everything you think you shouldn't say out loud. Mm-hmm. But some people don't allow themselves to test the spirit of themselves first. Mm-hmm. So test it through the spirit, then think about it, then say it out loud. Because the saying it is the physical form. So the physical is the very last way to manifest, right? But the spirit is the first way. And
that's then the mind. Yeah, it's real powerful. Like, not to say, you know, what you gonna do and stuff like that sometimes, you know, because again, the real manifestation, sometimes we talk too damn much.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know what we're saying half the time. You know, so the saying is that affirmation is, that's easy breezy, lemon squeezy. You can do that. Everybody can do that, y'all. We can all do that. That's easy. You know, the true test again is knowing that you ain't got to say nothing in order for it to be, because it starts in the spirit. Mm-hmm. It starts in, you know what I'm saying? Before it can even become a word, it has to, we ain't talked about that. So that the order, and we are out of order. And just a natural.
We trying to do the subtraction and the division.
And this is a realignment and adjustment. You know, we got to go in, again, the law of correspondence. Yes. We got to go in and come right back out and get it right, because it's not right on the out here. We got to go in and then come back out. We're going to have to do that.
And then and I wrote down one more thing, was the macro and the microcosm. The macrocosm, which is the universe, and the micro, which is the individual. So how can we not understand that everything that we see is a reflection of, again, the subconscious? I believe that's why our soul goes into darkness. That's where the subconscious mind is. Even when people give you an example of the subconscious mind, they say it's the basement. What's in the basement? Darkness.
Dark.
Right? And then I don't know if you guys, you know, we shared this here, but the example I normally give of the subconscious mind, number one, is that the subconscious mind only knows you. It doesn't know anyone else. So it's like it lives in the house in the basement with you upstairs. It doesn't know if you got company in the house. It don't hear no other voices. It just hears you. And this is why I tell people, you know, a lot of people, you shouldn't have to tell people to be nice to other people, because there are bad things will happen to you. You should just be nice to other people, because being nice to other people is a good thing. But the thing about it is, when you say nasty things about people, when you send that nasty energy, or you think nasty thoughts about people, the subconscious mind, which creates everything, is listening, and it only knows you. So you'd be like, that bitch fat, and it'd be like, damn, I'm fat, and now you gaining weight. The subconscious, you're talking about, you're projecting it, because the subconscious mind is thinking you're talking about yourself. So when you're projecting this negativity onto someone else, right? If they are now see, there's two things going on at the same time. If that person's not in alignment with what you're saying, meaning they're not on the same level as you, because you low level, you up here saying negative things. If they're not on that level, first of all, you're not going to hit them. It's going to come back even quicker in your subconscious mind. But it's going to come back either way, because your subconscious mind is taking it in. And then if you hit somebody with that, well, then you got the karma of it all. But I say all that to say that the subconscious mind is very, very powerful. And that is also, to me, connected to the spirit world. That's where all creation comes from. That's the darkness. That's where. So when we talk about rest, when we talk about sleeping, we talk about closing our eyes. It reminds me of the Roots video. Remember, if you don't worry about when they woke up, they were dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. I feel like when we go to sleep, we actually go back to source. We go and get the information. This is why people do work on the astral levels. That's, you guys know how that, some of you guys astral travel at night, you know? I mean, we know that the spirit is not sleep. So that is a prime time to really be programming yourself, and also clearing out. Like you said, resting is leaving things on the table. Don't take that into your dream state with you.
Yeah, no, don't take it with you. You got to leave it in the day. That's why all the things, okay, cliches, we've heard it. You know, they tell you, don't go to sleep mad. Don't take none of that. The reason this, especially that sleep, you don't want to go to sleep angry.
Man,
and again, like I said, don't let something be on my mind. I be tossing and turning all night. But I get good night sleeps nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I have those problems, but I know what that's like to not be able to sleep. Think about that. I can't tap into none of this. I can't be present. I can't, because I can't even thinking about Johnny, Boo Boo, Ray, and Leroy and them.
Girl.
And then, and I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in survival mode trying to figure out, because what is Ray doing?
Why are you with somebody named Ray? See, that's the
I
question.
don't know why Ray is so Leroy. Okay, Marvin. Okay, Marvin.
Not
See, I don't know.
Leroy.
See, I don't know. I don't know all the star seeds. So I just Ray. I don't think we got no Rays. So that's. But you know, it's that type of energy you're in it. And so where you do these things, like on a microcosm. So let's just talk about this. Like, I'm just gonna sum it up, condense it real quick. If you can't sleep because you got money issues, think of that's you got an unhealthy relationship or understanding with money. You don't understand abundance. You don't understand source. You know, we're gonna work on this because it's a survival mode. And so these are where you gotta examine the issues. You know what I'm saying? What are you focusing on? If your focus is you can't sleep at night because of money, what can't you sleep at night for? What keeps you up at night? That right there, the first thing you should work on. Because if you can't go to sleep at night
and you can't sleep because of money, you better be up on the computer doing something, making money. Because sitting there,
you better not be in the bed tossing and turning about it.
You ain't doing nothing but building a wall against the money. You are sitting there going against yourself with worry. So listen, I have been there. We have all been there. If you have money issues, the last thing, if you're not up doing something about it, rest. Get you some rest, because first of all, you're going to wake up next day still stressing about, like, we got to start putting things in the order of operation. I know it's a priority, but guess what?
You said it.
You ain't gonna make a whole lot of money stressing. You can make a whole lot more money when you relax, and things start to come to you when you relax.
That's
Ask
exactly
me how
what
I know. I stopped caring. I started looking at bills and be like, okay, I'm gonna take care of it, and it get taken care of. But when I be like, oh my God, how I'm gonna get this? I don't know. Listen, I ain't never really been that way. I just don't know how I'm gonna get it. That's not gonna get it nowhere.
That's true. And that's again
a heart attack and messed up on the inside. And again, this is because we are manifesting it with worry. We're saying that we don't have it. We don't know how we're gonna get it. It ain't in our. That means it's not in our awareness. That means it's not in our environment. That means that we don't trust that it's going to happen for us. Do not let bills. Do not let external things get you on that. What is that frequency? It was the highest.
That high beta.
Yes.
Don't nobody. That's like like that's.
Gonna come and taking my house back. You missed one payment. You gonna be okay. You know, this is a world we have to maneuver through these things. But what we need to do is stay in control of ourselves. And you said that too. You said the word self, and I kept saying cells, because your little cells on the inside of you, they also listening to you. So you freaking out. This is how, no, for real, this is how disease creates, right? We get stuck in the heart, and now we wonder why people are having heart attacks, you know, because we block our hearts off. You know, we get worried, or we start speaking ill, and now people got throat cancer and things like you holding things back. A lot of things are about holding back. You know, a lot of people,
it's not releasing it. You're not letting it go.
Don't bother them. And then those spaces are what's getting affected. You know, their gut is messed up. Oh man, I always got gut problems because you don't listen to your gut. You got heart problems. Did you close it off? Who you hurt? Did you go and heal it? Did you try to heal it? Like, we don't correspond. It's the correspondence. What's happening on the inside of you? It's because of something you got going on. Like, I'm not telling people, I'm not blaming you if you got health issues. I'm telling you that a lot of health issues are rooted in unresolved spiritual issues that we have hid inside of us, because the spirit can't be seen. So we can keep on hiding stuff, you know. We just meet new people that don't know our past, right? We just keep on doing it. Eventually, it's going to catch up with you one way or another. It's going to catch up with you in the physical or the spiritual. but it's always going to come back. So unresolved issues never really work out for anyone, and worry doesn't work out. Only thing that seems to work is doing the work to get through it. And like you said, sometimes you got to sit in the fire. You have to sit there with your feelings, with the bills that's too high. You have to look at them. You can't ignore them for years and wait till 2020 something to do your taxes from 2020. But because there's consequences to the longer we wait to resolve issues, right? If we had done it back then, we had to pay $10. Now we got to pay $1,500 because we waited so long. And the longer we wait, the higher the debt becomes. And this is not just money I'm talking about in life. And the more we don't say, I'm sorry, the more we don't say, you know what, let me think twice about, the more we don't actually take accountability, the more we accumulate debt on the spiritual level that we have to pay back at some point. And you got to pay your debt.
That accountability is expensive too.
Because guess what?
Pay it up.
Spirit,
that's like, I'm getting the analogy. I'm getting the picture of you standing behind this door, in survival mode. You got the barricade, you got a hole, you got all these walls, you got all these things up. And like you said, everything is just piled up on the other side, right? And as soon as you think you're safe, and you put that wall down, all that shit come falling in on you.
Because see, Spirit is not Visa or MasterCard. It don't write it off in 7 years. Spirit is the IRS. That shit don't go away. You're going to always be there. Oh, no. We will repossess your life, your car, your lights, your home, your everything. You got a lien. You can't do nothing. Can't make no moves. Pay your debt. Pay your debt. Say you're sorry. Ask for forgiveness. Pay it forward. Do something. Live your life like whatever it is. A lot of people try to go around the debt, around the tower. The tower will fall eventually.
You cannot shortcut it.
You can. Girl, let me stop. All right.
I'm about to say, because we could be in here. It'll be Thursday at 9 o'clock.
And I got to work. I'm looking at the time like I got to get up.
But I do want to just sum it up. Like, just sum it up. What we were talking about, like, make the connection. Like, we're having this. And we imparted the knowledge, right? We have knowledge. You have knowing now. How you apply this to your life, like knowing how to make it common sense to be applied. Because applied knowledge is the wisdom, okay? That is it. If you do not apply what you know, right, then
What's the point in knowing?
What's the point in knowing?
You hoarding
information. Go back to believing.
Yeah, you might as well just go be a believer.
That's your accountability, but that's a big karmic accountability check. I'm telling you don't want to have to cash that one.
But listen, we preach it to the choir. These are star seeds, right?
That's right.
We know now. Listen, this is for the chosen and the fallen show. We need to take this clip and put this over there because that accountability is everything. And we have to really realize that we are not here just to enjoy life on the physical, that we're going to have to be accountable for everything we did on the spiritual. So every time you make a decision, make sure your soul is okay with it before you even worry about if your mind or your body agrees. If your soul say no, everything else should be in alignment with that. Don't try to make your soul get in alignment with your mind. Don't try to make your soul get in line with your body. We talked about that with the I, the me, and myself, right? Mm-hmm. The I rules the me and myself. I can take care of me. I can take care of myself. But myself can't take care of I. And me can't take care of I. But I can take care of all the rest. So don't ever put the carriage before the horse. Always check with your spirit because you're here as a spiritual being. Having a humanly experience, but this is humanly experience will expire.
Yes, it will.
You have to answer.
You will have to pay a debt if you do not have it.
Yeah.
Pay out. All right. Right.
Some of y'all really you're gonna have to write a big check.
Yeah, I hope you were saving. Yeah. So next week, I'm going to be on. Now, next week, you got a show too. I'll be back though.
Who got show?
The numerologist next Wednesday.
Is it on Wednesday?
Yes.
She know my calendar better than me, girl.
Because I'll be here.
Okay, yeah, but see, because her show ain't 3 hours either. You know, she'll be here by the time the music stops.
That's right. But if you did enjoy this, make sure that you look. Make sure that you join the pod class every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Goddess is right. I do get in. I'm usually 9:45. We are out. We have a musical selection. We don't do all the music. We do a musical selection, musical therapy. But you was right on point today too. The music, even that last song you played before it was right on point. I can't think of the name of the song, but so join me and just look up SmartVideoGirl. It says SmartVideoGirl. I saw on the back of my shirt.
Yeah.
So look it up. So at SmartVideoGirl, that's where I'm at. Subscribe. And of course, I am here. I'm always in the audience, either in the live or in the comments in the replay. And if I'm not, then I'm here once a month with the other star seeds to be your self mastery guru. And I'm gracious. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And all that you are doing. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't want to fan out on the people and everything. They're going to be like, I really like my friend. I don't know. I don't know how to just. Okay.
Because this is really how we be talking all the time, y'all. And then we be like, girl, we were supposed to be going to do something. We sit down here having deep conversations. But I love you too. Thank you so much for always bringing the knowledge to Pronoia. I love you. I love your minds. I love that divine set you in that space and allowed you to give us a piece of you. Yes, you are correct. Guess what? We are back on 2 days. Yep. Yes. I don't be taking no days off over here. So that means tomorrow I gotta put out the reel, and the day after that, King Adonis is in the building. That's right. The Rose Quarter is here on the 14th. Then guess what? He gonna hit you with a do because he back on the 18th for Tarot Tuesdays.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, this is all month long. We did skip this Tuesday. I took a little break, but back next Tuesday with King Adonis, and I'm going to end the month with Tarot Tuesday, so you can get a reading by Goddess Rael. And then hold up, because I've got shows back to back. So I got King Adonis on Tuesday. I got Mr. Westbrooks on Wednesday. Oh no, that's the middle school back to school, John. My bad.
That's your moment.
Okay. I thought I had a lot going on, but it's okay. And then on the 24th, I'll be back because I did not bring Dolores Cannon like I promised last month. We got packed. We had a lot going on. So I will be back with Dolores Cannon as our Master Mondays because I believe that it's so appropriate for the times that we are in. And I'm going to make sure next season I'll stay on top of my Master Mondays. But Dolores Cannon will be our featured master teacher. So make sure you're tapped in for that. And then on the 29th is Pronoia Poetry. That's right. I'm loving it. I am loving it. And we're going to have a featured poet. Yes. So make sure you're tapped in. Yes, honey. Yes. Yes. If you haven't heard the Pronoia Poetry, go back and watch those episodes. And if any episodes you've missed, hit the live stream. We have them all there. Make sure you're subscribed. I know all of you guys are. I know you are. And guess what? Oh, wait. Before we go, sis. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to cut my camera off. I don't like y'all seeing me. I'm half naked.
I know, right? You guys got to. Yes. So again, check it out. Check out the lineup. Check out all the star seeds. And, for my introducing people, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for being here and, sharing the platform with the star seeds. So introducing the star seeds. I like that. I'm going to have to get that. Ooh.
I read that. I don't know. I'm scared.
We saw that too, right?
Where you came from, Kevin?
Go ahead and ask the question.
I like the little hand, though.
Yeah, it's like I got a question. Go ahead and ask the question. You did raise your hand, at least. I don't know if you want to answer and say no, but go ahead and ask the question.
Add them numbers up at the end. See that. Okay, so while he's asking the question, All right. So we are almost.
Oh,
Yes, we are almost at our 500 subscribers.
yay.
And so I got some gifts for all of the Star Seeds, not just our Star Seeds on stage, but also for our audience. So once we hit our 500 subscribers, and I'm sorry, guys, I don't know if you guys are into lemon, but I love lemons. I love the smell of lemon, right? I don't know if guys are really into that, but you can give it to your girlfriend or your situationship or whatever you got going on. But anyway, I have some little tokens of my appreciation I would like to send out to each and every Starseed who feels like I'm not going to come to their home and stalk them and who would like to give me their address, and I will send you a little package of appreciation for subscribing and being you know what? That is the funniest shit I've ever. Where did you come from, Kelvin? Because this question, y'all see this question? I don't even know if I want to put that on the stage, girl. Okay. Yes. My answer is yes. Okay. All right. There you go. Yes. Okay. Get out of here, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Bye, Kelvin.
He will get left
with the quickness
in the puddle.
Why? Why?
No, that's enough. I answered. That's not telling you nothing.
Not why. Did you ask? Boy. All right, y'all. So I have a gift. So Star Seeds, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing. Probably by the end of this month, maybe the end of next month, we'll be hitting. But boy, bye. Let me. I cannot.
No, I got it.
Okay. So at the end of the month, once we hit our numbers, I want to send you guys a little package. A little package. This is, you see the little lemon?
Oh
yeah. And so I got enough for all the Star Seeds.
Oh wow.
For every Star Seed who has subscribed, that's how many I have. So anyone who is interested, help us get to that 500 mark. I'm sorry. That comment is crazy, y'all. Okay, this is what happens when you go on YouTube. Okay, so we get to the 500 mark. I'm gonna send you out a little gift and the Star Seeds. I have so much more to come. So make sure you like, you share, and subscribe. We only have 3 more episodes, Smart Video Girl. That's it. Each Starseed has 3 more episodes. We got like 3 months ahead of us. It seems like we have a lot of time, but this year is going so fast. So
it is.
The only other thing I want to announce is be on the lookout for the promo for Pronoia After Dark. It is coming before the end of this year. We will have an After Dark show with the male and female Starseeds, which will be the first of its kind. And guess what? I was looking, you need to go on my TikTok because I was looking at our old first promo After Dark. We had a good time, girl.
We did.
And we had a lot of people come that night. I was not expecting all them folks to be in the building in the middle of the night. I said, "Oh, y'all nasty."
They was asking questions like your friend on the digger.
Yes, like those questions. That you could have saved that, Kelvin, for Pronoia After Dark. We wouldn't have banned you, but
he could have came in, but this was not the time. You get kicked out my class when you act like that.
Read the room, Kelvin. Read the room. Okay, the question should have been a metaphysical or mental. That jump was crazy. But anyway, Pronoia After Dark is coming. If you've not caught any of the Pronoia After Dark shows, go ahead. You can catch them again on our replays. We had Sleeping with the Enemy. We had Pressure. I think we had a couple of them season 5 as well. I think we had one in season 5. But anyway, check out the Pronoia After Dark. It will be here before the end of the season. It's going to be fun. Make sure you have your pajamas on and you're ready to participate because we definitely going to get into it. And that's all I got. Okay, sis.
Well, great show. As always, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Thank you. I got to sit in the back of the class. I didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't have to do nothing.
I can control of the whole Joan so they could just run that Joan. Then I only had to come. I could just be out in the audience.
You got to be in the building. You got to be in the building. Yeah, we need the goddess in the building. Yeah, that's it.
Y'all, listen, but shout out to the Starseeds because y'all show up every month prepared. And listen, I'm loving the slides, but you know you have set a standard that you're gonna have to stick to. Okay, every season I expect slides and fireworks.
I know. I said, "Dad, go on." They started using slides over here. I said, I gotta bring my slides over here too. I guess.
That's right.
So, yes, I love slides. We love slides over the introducing.
No, I really enjoy them. Normally I don't like slides, but at work, you know what I'm saying? PowerPoint presentations, I'll be like, oh God. But these are and I feel like they pull in everything. You're talking and I'm able to also absorb it in my subconscious mind. So
that is why I do it partially, because it's not just, yes.
There is a message to our madness here. I promise you, everything we do it with thought in mind. Even the music we play, the conversations we have, nothing is for nothing. So again, thank you, sis. I appreciate you. If you guys do not have the book, grab it. Do the work, keep the faith. It is on many platforms. You definitely can get it on
you buy books.
You can reach out to her directly and she can get you a signed copy. Also, check out Dr. Abina Berry. She also has a book out. If you hadn't catch that episode, she will probably be back on with us. Hopefully we can get her back before the end of the season. We just don't have a lot of time, y'all. But hopefully we get everybody back in. That was a really great show as well. And I definitely want to see her and Miss SmartVideoGirl. I'm going to sit back. I'm really going to be sitting back on that show.
I'm excited to do that show.
I'm going to come at the end because my brain going to hurt. With you and her, I'm going to be sitting here all channeling all kinds of stuff.
You know what? I might bring her in on one of my shows if I can, to see if we can get her back.
For sure.
All right.
Anyway,
that means it is time.
That's a sign. It's time. Okay. Yeah, you get the thumpers in the building. It's time to go. All right.
Okay. And with that being said, pronoia means that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, no matter what. What does that mean? That means that even though it looks crazy out here, what do we say? It's an order of operation. First in the spirit, then in the mind, then you'll see it in the physical. So first you believe it, then you know it, then you'll see it. Thank you for tapping in, Starseeds. I love you. Class dismissed. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Junkie going pretty, boy.
Hey, burn some sage, homie. Yeah, look. I had to sit down and meditate, connect with my soul. I had to change my diet, I had to switch up some goals. I had to evaluate plans and switch up on people. I had to switch my living, had to fight with the reaper. I had to fight my fears, I had to fall to the bottom. I had to search for myself, and yeah, I cried when I caught him. I had to be quiet, I had to listen some more. My son wasn't feeling loved, I had to kiss him some more. I had to talk to myself, I had to chat with God. I had to forgive myself, I had to accept my flaws. I had to focus up and cut off all my distractions. I had to be quiet and follow up with some actions. I had to walk by faith and not walk what I see. I had to walk like I talk, and had to walk what I be. I had to fight with myself to overcome all things. I had to sit with myself before I sit with the kings. My soul is fading so far away. Hey, burn some sage, homie. My soul is fading so far. Yeah, look, I had to change my words, I had to start speaking life. I had to apologize, I had to make shit right. I had to control my urges, had to cut off some sex. I had to block some numbers, had to cut off some texts. I had to read some books, I had to pray every day. I had to go to the gym, I had to release some rage. I had to draw some boundaries and focus on me. I had to stop drinking soda, I had to get with the tea. I had to step in my power, I had to use my mind. I had to do my bid, I had to face my time. I had to fight my fears, I had to fall to the bottom. I had to search for myself, I finally cried when I caught him. I had to be quiet, I had to listen some more. My son wasn't feeling loved, I had to kiss him some more. I had to fight with myself to overcome all things. I had to sit with myself before I sit with the kings. My soul is fading so far away. My soul is fading so far.
Man, damn, I've been hurt for a little minute. That struggle I live ain't gone cause I'm still in it. Can't keep a job, but I'm still living. Been behind on the bills, but I'm still giving. Man, I come from the gutter, the bottom, way under the track when I speak through on they business. What a party, old people be snipe sisting. And the ones that you love send the death wishes. No, I ain't had the clothes on my back, nor the shoes on my feet to go stomp with the big dogs. Back then, they would bully a bitch, so I had to throw balls just to show them a bitch raw. Now we ain't had the money to turn on the water, took baths with a bucket and washcloth. Life been so up and down like a seesaw. And they wonder why a bitch gotta go off. Man, them people don't know about the struggle. Got up and got back to the hustle. Hell nah, I can't show when I'm stuck and been down on my ass. I got that from my mother. Spark up just to keep it together. 3-5 in the wood, make it better. Man, I had to just pray just to keep up the fight. You can never train me like the weather. Man, them people don't know about the struggle. Got up and got back to the hustle. Hell nah, I can't show when I'm stuck and been down on my ass. I got that from my mother. Spark up just to keep it together. 3-5 in the wood, make it better. Man, I had to just pray just to keep up the fight. You can never change me like the weather. All of this shit, do it once. I can't get to the paper for the business I need to. Keep doing this music, but people don't listen. Trying to see what the fuck am I gon' do. Gotta stay in the mix and I keep showing face. Put aside all the crying I did do. And most of these niggas be all in my grill and can't walk in my shoes. He a damn fool. Shit, multiple times I done been through depression. Begging the God that can take me to heaven. Said I ain't strong, I can't take on the battles you throw in my life, but I know these is lessons. Dance on the pole, but don't talk about it often. Sold out some weed just to make me a profit. Went out to Cali to swipe me some cars and they never told, cause I kept it solid. On best friend, tried to fuck on the one that I love. Had to go and cut the bitch off. Man, I had to offset my career, set to give me some time to take off. Gotta blast off. If I had about 5 just to talk to who dead or alive, I'd talk to my child now and tell him I'm sorry. Mama wasn't ready and young that a boy maybe crash out. Man, them people don't know about the struggle. Got up and got back to the hustle. Hell nah, I can't show when I'm stuck and been down on my ass. I got that from my mother. Spark up just to keep it together. 3-5 in the wood, make it better. Man, I had to just pray just to keep up the fight. You can never change me like the weather. Man, them people don't know about the struggle. Got up and got back to the hustle. Hell nah, I can't show when I'm stuck and been down on my ass. I got that from my mother. Spark up just to keep it together. 3-5 in the wood, make it better. Man, I had to just pray just to keep up the faith. You can never change me like the weather. Kane.
First, you suffer, then you awaken, and only then do you begin to ascend. Strange, isn't it? That pain is not a punishment, but a summons, a knock on the inner door that says, wake up, not to the world, but to yourself. You see, suffering shakes the foundation of who you think you are, so that you may discover who you truly are. And when that veil lifts, something extraordinary happens. You stop identifying with the wound and begin identifying with the witness. This is awakening. From here, ascension isn't about floating off into the clouds. It's about returning fully to the present, unburdened by the past, undistracted by illusion, unmoved by the ego's hunger for control. You begin to live as the soul, not the story, and you realize the pain didn't break you, it built the staircase, and now you're rising.
I'm too rich to be broke. Till my bank account, it better catch up to my soul. Manifested through the pain, take back what I own. Every time I'm on the track, my tongue gon' speak gold. Nigga, royalty, I just landed on earth, yeah. Chose a body, skin color like the dirt, yeah. And if I put my hand on it, it'll work, yeah. Everything I touch is gold, nigga, royalty, yeah. I'm abundant in my soul, royal from my head to my pinky toes. Every time I check the bank, it overflows.
A lot of time for it. Letting God handle a lot of moves. Trusting in them got me higher than I ever been. Doors coming open like the hinges falling all the screws. Entitled to a new spot. Grind mode till we see the top. Got to bless, quit complaining, homie. People want what you already got. Tell them that I'm coming. Tell them that I hope they got some room for me. If not, then I'ma make a way. You can tell them that I'm coming for them. God sent me, so I'm here to stay.
Got one with this one, Melody.
My feet won't touch the ground, except my wings and pull
about it. They say, bruh, and my feet won't touch the ground, and my feet won't touch the mud. My ancestors, they rooted in my presence, in my blood, and my blessings rain down, and I'm talking about a flood. Nipsey in my spirit, gotta get it out the mud, eh?
Asase a mponenwa awode mu a wo sanmanya adanedie mebewu a medanwo meti ase a medanwo dre damidi fat dre.
I am the earth and water, I am the full moon, I am the first mother, the universal womb. They call me sacred lotus, wisdom of the can supreme, the mothership that brought the first terrestrial being. I come from distant planets, and now I have returned. I am the great goddess come to you in human form. Mysterious by nature, I hold my magic wand, cast my cowrie shells and read them in the dirt I stand on. My power is electric, you feel it in my gaze. I will live on when others perish in the end of days. They call it immortal, I move through space portals. My body turns to dust, I traded for a better model. I am the shrine keeper, civilization teacher. I am the sun's reflection and the divine receiver. I birthed the last giants, now called the juggernauts. When I designed the trees, I made the roots from my Nazi locks. I am the fertile ground, and I am heaven's skies. I'm made of dark matter and full of pure light. I'm just a tiny proton inside the smallest atom. I am a black hole, pulling stars inside my chasm. You think you know me, but my name eludes you well. I am your consciousness, and I'm your dream spell. I am but all things, yet I am none at all. Enemies fear me, but mostly they just respect and awe.
Something, as we say, I'm compelled by a spiritual force that I cannot resist.
Besides, Niyashe can't keep fast by the Shay. Which means a spiritual force that I cannot resist.
I am the earth and water, I am the full moon, I am the first mother, the universal womb. They call me sacred lotus, wisdom of the kind supreme, the mothership that brought the first terrestrial being. I come from distant planets, and now I have returned. I am the great goddess come to you in human form. Mysterious by nature, I hold my magic wand, cast my cowrie shells and read them in the dirt I stand on. My power is electric, you feel it in my gaze. I will live on when others perish in the end of days. They call it immortal, I move through space portals. My body turns to dust, I traded for a better model. I am the shrine keeper, civilization teacher. I am the sun's reflection and the divine receiver. I birthed the last giants, now called the juggernauts. When I designed the trees, I made the roots from my Nazi locks. I am the fertile ground, and I am heaven's skies. I'm made of dark matter and full of pure light. I'm just a tiny proton inside the smallest atom. I am a black hole, pulling stars inside my chasm. You think you know me, but my name eludes you well. I am your consciousness, and I'm your dream spell. I am but all things, yet I am none at all. Enemies fear me, but mostly they just respect it all.
They always thought Africa was something dark and mysterious because of lack of knowledge. you want to go to Africa, go back to Africa. You know, all those kind of negative things that try to make you really feel bad, but, you know, it just shows their own ignorance. Because I feel good about my Africanism.
You are watching evolution of a goddess. Such an awful blossom, I'm stirring up who gossip is true. Cause I can make this flow come through your faucets. I can turn human to a pot, some niggas play dead. When I spew the ink, they think I'm inciting they bloodshed. No, this is self-advancement. This a nod to shedding the old me in exchange for second chances in life. I once murdered dreams married to light. Damn, double homicide. Had my ass shook like I got cabaret ties. The main event of my demise appeared as soul suicide. Sitting at that 9 to 5, knowing I can fucking fly, knowing I don't win a ride. No, I ain't prepared to die. Cubicle funerals had me dancing with death instead of painting my beautiful. Unsuitable condition, all this talent concealed. I'm losing a sense of self, but who gon' pay these bills? I'm saying God took a time with me, I know I'm the shit. But if you let it, life gon' treat you like a regular bitch. Stagnant in norms, excuses are born. My flesh getting torn, it's stretching its limits. Cause it keep trying to compete with my spiritual business. I listen to my future just blistering from the weight of my shivering. Fuck it, do it scared. Do what they wouldn't dare before your bones beyond repair. It's peaks, valleys, and prayer. Life ain't no crystal stair. Coughing up the carnage in compartments. And renewal needs the carpet. Got a message from the darkness. Said I am that royal sparkle. Not no Meghan Markle kind. But genealogy a sign I'm more Maxine. Reclaiming my time. And fuck it, I'm all in now. I just profess it's gonna happen. If I get to worry when, where, how. I let the universe work it out. And in the interim rehearse my bow. This is the goddess vow.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times. So I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my code to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors, trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.